Welcome in, One Nation, to another episode of The Latest Buzz. I'm your host, TJ Wingert. Today, let's start out on the diamond and talk about this Lynchburg baseball team who has collected 8 consecutive W's and now sit at 10-1 on the year, their best record to start a season since 2003, all while holding the rank as the number 15 team in the country. This past week saw the Hornets traverse down to Raleigh, North Carolina for a midweek date with William Peace, and behind 7 runs in the 8th and 9th inning, the Hornets topped the Pacers 10-5. That set up a weekend series against another team picked to win their conference in the form of York College, hailing from the Mid-Atlantic Conference. The series started with an exclamation point for Lynchburg, taking game 1 15-4. Then Saturday was much more back and forth, but the Hornets secured a series win with an 8-6 victory. Then on Sunday, despite a late push from the Spartans to make things interesting, Lynchburg held on to win in the finale 9-8. And during this 8-game win streak, by the way, Lynchburg has scored 8 or more runs in the last 6 games played. Carson Atkins this past week had an OPS north of 1,500, which is just flat out absurd. And the lemur himself, Grayson Thurman, picked up 2 saves over the weekend, the senior already with 5 on the year. Switching over to the softball squad now, I think it's safe to say they had a very busy weekend out at the Fast Pitch Dream Spring Classic. How about a doubleheader on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? Starting with Friday's twin bill with Grove City, Lynchburg snagged a win in Game 1 9-5 before falling short in Game 2 10-9. A day later, with contests against Keene and Purchase State, Lynchburg unfortunately dropped both those games, but it set up a nice bounce-back showing on Sunday, collecting 2 wins decided by more than 10 runs as the Hornets knocked off for Eureka 11-1, then took down Lebanon Valley 18-0. Taking a step back and looking at this Lynchburg team, they're 9-5 on the season. Sophie Tully leads away with a .515 average, 18 ribbies, 6 doubles, 3 triples, and tied for a team best 2 home runs with the likes of Caroline Joy and Bree Hodges. And for the pitching staff, Emily Charlton holds the team best 1.80 ERA, with freshman Kaylee Dorses not far off at a 2.17 mark. Next up from the softball team, a doubleheader this Saturday, playing host to Mary Washington. Over the weekend, the equestrian program had a pair of close decisions, first against number 10 Delaware State, then on Sunday against South Carolina. Hornets fell short in both matchups 5-3, then 6-4, and Lynchburg was supposed to be in Martin, Tennessee this upcoming weekend, but with that event canceled, next up for the Hornets, the ECAC Single Discipline Championships at Sweetbriar on the 18th and 19th of this month. Transition to the courts now, Lynchburg women's tennis is red hot to start the year. How about a 5-0 record to begin the campaign, taking down Hollins last Wednesday 9-0 and then besting Shenandoah 5-4 this past Saturday. And for the men's team, it's a 1-2 record to start the year after falling just short against Shenandoah 5-4. Both teams will have a little bit of a break before taking their spring break down to Hilton Head, South Carolina for a total of 4 matches over a 6-day stretch. Saturday also saw Lynchburg women's lacrosse take on Southern Virginia in the team's home opener. Hornets handled the Knights in the second all-time meeting between the two teams and walked away with a win 14-5. Nikki Santor led the way with 5 goals. Leah Dumas tacked on 3 more, plus an assist, and it was Elise Henderson, Libby Kennedy, Dara Gregory, Peyton Sawville, and Karsten Quigley each finding the back of the net, and the goal for Quigley, by the way, the first of her collegiate career. And the last bit of news to catch you up on, men's lacrosse traveled to Salisbury to take on the Seagulls, who ranked at number 2 in the latest USILA coaches poll. Lynchburg dropped the heavyweight battle, but the Hornets have a chance to avenge their first loss of the season this weekend, as Lynchburg will take on St. Mary's of Maryland. Before we close out, while you're watching this, the women's golf team is down in Savannah, Georgia, competing at the Savannah Invitational. And you can follow along with all that action at lynchburgsports.com, as well as that being your home for the latest news, results, and stories revolving around Lynchburg athletics. Until next week, we are signing off.